few days. So I want to mention a slightly related halacha. And a person who wants to travel on vacation, he has to make sure that he goes to a place where there won't be any mixed beach or mixed pool. As the Gemara Sechet Brachot says, that it's a sin to go and walk behind the ladies when they're in the river and they lift their clothes and to avoid getting wet. The Gemara says that a person can lose his portion of what to come. As the Ben Yonah writes, it's a prohibition from the Torah to gaze with your eyes at the opposite gender when they're not dressed properly, or even when they are dressed properly. If a person is looking to get pleasure from the gazing, it's transgressing the sin of the Torah. Don't go after your heart, don't go after your eyes. Your eyes means staring for immorality purposes. So therefore, this is a very important mitzvah to keep. Be careful to avoid putting yourself in such a situation. Daf Nun Zayin says that a person who passes by the river when the ladies are doing laundry, if he has another path to go, and he chooses to go next to the path, next to the river on purpose, and he says, I'll go, but I won't look. I'll go and I'll make sure to turn the other way. The Gemara says if you have a different path, and you chose to go this path on purpose, he's considered rasha, he's considered wicked. Why are you going this way and putting yourself in a test? The Rambam writes in the Chot Shuvah, Perek Dalet, he says a person who sins with his eyes, he says, what did I do? Did I touch? Did I do an action? I didn't do anything. All I did was look. What's the problem? So therefore he says, the Rambam, a person has to be very careful not to fall into that trap of the Yetzer Hara. As the Gemara Masechet Nedarim says, the one who doesn't guard his eyes, he will come to sin later. He will come to sin afterwards. He's constantly causing his Yetzer Hara to afflict him and causing himself to put in a test. So eventually he is bound to fail, like Gemara Masechet Nedarim says. So a person has to avoid this. A person can go to a vacation where there is no mixed, or where it's a private pool, or there's separate hours that there's not mixed. It's like he has another path. So why are you going on this path? And if you go on this path and you go to the place where it's mixed and you say, I won't look, that's what Gemara Sechet Bava Batra says. He's wicked. He's rasha. Why are you putting yourself in a test? So therefore, a person has to be very careful in this matter. A lot of times we have a very Yetzer Hara, they want to go to a special place, and the special place there's no hours, and it's a mixed beach or it's a mixed pool. It's a very big sin, and for the sake of vacationing and the sake of your fun, everyone has to go on vacation sometimes. That's true, but just because a person didn't find the kosher way doesn't mean the non-kosher way is permitted. That's like somebody says, oh, I didn't find any kosher music, so that's why I listen to non-kosher music. Or I didn't find any good kosher restaurants, so that's why I eat in non-kosher restaurants. That logic doesn't work, so therefore, do your research, make sure you find a good kosher place, and therefore you'll be able to go and get what you need. Baruch